blocking the sun out. All right, guys, let's start with a little gentle kind of hip flexion. So, not flexion, stretch even. I'm just going to go in and out, in and out. And for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep the hips quite squared on, and then we'll just come over, take a beautiful in-breath. Out through the mouth, or through the nose, in through the nose. Last one. And then gently up, take it into warrior pose, just sink a little bit, take that back hand to the back leg, take a beautiful in-breath and just bring that arm further back so you're opening up the chest a little bit, breath in, and out, last one. Beautiful, back to our centre. Let's come to that other side again, just nice wide stance, back leg slightly internally rotated, and then just get into that groiny area. Right. You look like you're dressed for safari this morning. Nice walk around the Serengeti. Really?
Oh, I wish.
2, yeah, that'd be gorgeous. And then just breathe over, take a beautiful in-breath. And out. In. And out. Last one. And then gently into that warrior pose again. Take that back hand to the back leg. Reach up. Take a beautiful in-breath. And out. In. And out. Last one. And then back up to our centre position. Let's come in. We'll keep our feet a little bit wider than hips distance, and we're going to do 5 rolling pelvic circles in one direction. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then 5 the other way. 5, 4, 3. Let me know who's around next week. It's Good Friday, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I am. I'm happy to work. Yeah, I've got my one-to-one clients. Yeah, cool. And then we're just going to take our feet and we're just going to spread the supporting foot. Again, if you want to just make sure you've got something to maybe hold on to if you need to. Hopefully you won't. We'll try and really work on our balance today. So draw the tummy in. We're just going to take the leg like this and we're just going to circle. Circle 3, 4, 5, circle back, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to bend the knee and we're going to fully extend and flex the foot, and then we're going to come back in again, and for 2, 6 more, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then hold it out, flex and then lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. I think you balance. It's easier to balance when you're doing something. Do you know what I mean? When you just stood. And then take the hips backwards. So Paul, if you want to take that back leg to just like a calf stretch one that we were stood on, you can. 1, because you've got a hangover, and 2, because you've got more reflection. And then just gently down. I've only occasionally in the last 12 years done a class where I've had a slight hangover, and I was like, oh my god, it's not nice going down. Take a beautiful in-breath. And out. 2 more. Last one. And gently, gently restart the spine back up. actually had 2 glasses of cava last night. I cannot drink cava anymore without thinking about you. As soon as I was in the supermarket, my mum always buys me a bottle of wine for taking us to the... I'm like, wine mum? And then I said, do you know what? It's a lovely night, Mum. I think I'm going to have... Because I can't drink anything like Prosecco, but cava's dry, it's lovely.
Cava, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and then whenever I buy it, I was like, oh, Amanda.
Like I'm an alcoholic.
Just reminds me of Jerome.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7. Hold it out, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well done. Over. If you don't want to flex, you can just take the back leg back and do a calf stretch in that position. Otherwise, chin to chest, hips backwards, and gently, gently float down. Again, just letting that head hang. Oh, just let your arms become super light, just long and heavy. Take a beautiful in breath. Oh no. In. And out. 2 more. Last one, breath in. Soften that front knee and gently, gently restack back up. Beautiful. Okay, well done. Let's do some of our calf raises, lovelies. So let's keep let's keep in parallel today. So let's take it into our lovely Morecambe and Wise. Try and take this backhand as far over as you can, and then just lift and lower, lift and lower. 4 more like this. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then keep with your calf raise, but 4 big circles. 4, 3, 2, 1, and for the other side. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then let's just close our eyes, but really ground our feet. And then just take our arms out to shoulder height, so capital T, into that abduction. So your palms are facing down now, turn your palms upwards and bring them overhead to meet. And then back down again, and let's continue with that for 7 more. Inhaling, out, breath as we go up. Just to keep them shoulders moving. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then just before I lift a couple of weights, we're just going to do just like this, like you're a monkey. Wah, ah. Not that monkeys make that noise. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Okay guys, lift up just one weight at a time. Always, I know some of you won't know this, but some of you may know that you've got a stronger side. So always do your stronger side first. Just so, I've put you 2 out there just because I know that shoulder's a bit iffy, so you might want to do your the smaller one when we do front raise. Yeah. So just take it forward, so palm facing forward. If you want to work on balance, you can try and lift. If not, just take it back down to the floor. Make sure you're pushing that big toe of the standing leg in, and we're just going to lift for 8, 7, 6, 2, 1, and then turn your palm in and do the same, slightly different muscle. 2, 3, 4, so good for the core, just trying to just balance on one leg. Again, push the big toe, find that centre and lift. 8, 7. Then in and hard out of them. And then just into, yeah, let's do chariot. So chariot works the tricep, but you're just going to take your arm as high as you can, but don't let your shoulder hike up. So really push the shoulder down. And we're just lifting for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Just switch. Again, the shoulder blades down, chin towards the chest. Lift your arm as high as you can. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. I'm going to try and use 5s today the whole way. Let's just take that front raise. So again, sometimes front raise can be, I hate front raise. 12, nice and slow. 11, length through the crown of the head. Matty's got such a big voice. I'm like, how can we hear you when you're on the phone and the bloody... 3, 2, 1. Sometimes when I used to sing, I used to have to go like this in the audience.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because especially if you were in a competition and you followed someone else up, we used to do quite a lot of comps down at the what's it called? The new Roscoe.
Right.
Whenever we were skiing, I'm like, enter that competition because it's £1,000 if you win it. Yeah. And if you ever fancied like a little break, I'm like, go and enter at Roscoe. You won it about 4 times, I think.
Brilliant.
But if you followed someone, particularly a girl up, like and it, boom. 3, 2, 1. Well done. Good. And then we'll do lateral. Again, lateral's quite tough. So again, if you want a smaller one, by all means use a smaller one. Shoulders down, length through the crown of the head. Lift 12. I find these easier than front raise though. Jury's out. Paul's like, no, it's not committing. 6, 5, 4, 3, well, I think so. 2, 1. Well done. The other side. Again, shoulders down. Lift. 3, 2, 1. Well done. You'll see my face in some funny things. And then lift both of them up. Just to do that dumb weight R. So again, feet just into first. Or you can keep them parallel if you want. Shoulders down. To here, nice elbows nice and glued. So when you come out, just make sure you're not letting the ribs separate. So keep the ribs together. These are a bit easier. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Well done, guys. Just place them down. Just a couple of nice little stretches. A little bit more for the legs. A little bit down. Okay. So let's take that really lovely stretch through the shoulder first. So take it into one Same hand as the leg in front, the other one just comes. You can keep that arm straight out. Some people like to bend it, doesn't really like it. More of a stretch with the straight. Take a beautiful in breath. 2 more. And then the hand that's on the top, take it up into that tricep one and just use the other hand to push that hand down between the shoulder blades. Little chin to chest. Again, some deep in-out breaths. Two more. Then take the hand off the elbow, take that hand onto the top of the head, the other one comes behind the back, and you always kind of lead into that kind of elbow area, and then you're just stretching that side of the neck. Yeah, so if the neck's super tight, this might be enough. You can take that chin towards the chest. Can feel quite intense though, so just try and just breathe into it. Two more. Shut up, Martin. And then the hand behind the back, just lead it up tall. Try and keep it kind of straight. Pull on that wrist. I love this one. Just pull and then just push over into that lateral stretch. Take a beautiful breath in. And out. 3 more breaths. I'm going to close that door because it's annoying. Centre, guys, switch to the other side. Yeah, so again, just out and then just really pull across. Lovely, and then the hand on top, take it up into that tricep. Push down. Oh, it's the festival thing on this weekend, isn't it? Starting tonight. You probably really love that, Amanda. Tonight, all day tomorrow, and tomorrow night at the cricket club.
Oh, I've been to it before. I remember it's the first time.
Yeah, of course it is, yeah. And then just, hand behind the back, sorry guys, and then over. Yeah, so quite a lot of bands and stuff. Might have a nip tomorrow night.
That weekend I was so drunk. I actually opened the front door and fell flat on my face into the hallway and just lay there laughing my head off.
I do remember meeting Mary. Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then gently up. And that's when I think Martin was singing.
It was, yeah, it was.
He said he had a run-in with some entitled North Leeds mother, then he put him off so they didn't want to do it again.
Oh dear.
Well, it was his bandmate who asked her to move the car or something, I don't know.
Oh dear.
And then just pull, take a beautiful. Yes, so Jen, you might like that, hun. There's the festival thing on at Cricket Club tonight and all day tomorrow and tomorrow night, loads of bands. And beautiful, and just take some little, do you know, shoulders, you never think about how troublesome shoulders are, do you, when you're kind of not old.
All the rest of it.
Well done, guys. We're just going to do a few little lunges, so we'll just take our weight slightly forward. So always with your lunge, make sure you've got as long a stance as you can. So you're getting a lovely little stretch through the quads as well as strength. And then weight slightly forward, so you're working a bit into the butt cheek. And we're just going to go down for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You're wondering what I'm laughing at on Zoom, it's just Paul's clicky. I'm not sure, is it you clicky?
It's my ankle
3,
today.
2, 1. Take the weight into the front knee, just drive that heel down again, feel that lovely, lovely stretch. I sometimes like to just bend my knee ever so slightly and take my heel away ever so slightly just to get into that lower calf muscle, that's the soleus, which can get tight. And then again, press down, hold. Lovely, the other side. And again, so back leg nice and long, weight slightly forward, watch that front knee, that the knees are only going in towards the toes, not over them. Four more for 4, for 3, for 2. Beautiful. Weight into the front knee, drive the back heel down, take a beautiful in breath. And out. In. And out. Last one. And lovely. Okay, we're just going to do one more balance, guys, and then we're going to get down. Do you mind if I open this one? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice and fresh air. And then just again, weight into the standing foot. Really make sure the big toe is pushed down and you're not kind of lifting up. And then just feel like you're pulling your femur, that big thigh bone up as well, just to give you. And we're just going to take the leg into the lower kind of calf today. And we're just going to keep the shoulders down. We're going to take thumb and next finger together, and then the 3 fingers are touching. Push the ribs down, make sure they're not coming away. And we're just going to bring it in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. And then just the other side, slightly different action. So we're just going to bring our arms forward and we're going to retract back. And then forward, retract back. For 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. We're just going to open up the joint a little bit because we've been stood on our foot for quite a while. So we're just going to laterally take the foot away and then just gently down. And it might be a little bit surprising if it feels a bit tight. And 2, and 1. Well done. And that other side. So again, just up. And 1. Fabulous. Okay, let's come down onto the mat. And let's go straight into some bridge work today. So take your ball. Everyone got a ball. And then just take it between the inner thighs. What I want you to do is try and kind of keep a little bit of a, kind of not a squeeze where you, but just a little bit of a gentle squeeze on the ball. And when you come up into bridge, try not to over squeeze the glutes. You shouldn't really need to be squeezing your glutes to come into bridge. And but what we are going to think about is pushing our feet firmly into the mat, particularly the midfoot to activate the pelvic floor. Length through the crown, not through the crown, sorry, length through the collarbones, always length through the crown of the head. Take a breath in, close your eyes, take that little pelvic imprint, imagine you're just squashing something, and then just lift your bum slowly away and your back as you start lifting up, sending the hips high and the knees forward, so you're getting that lovely stretch of the hip flexors. And again, remember we're only onto our scapular area. Take a beautiful in-breath at the top. And slowly lower. One by one. All the way through that imprinted spine. Back to neutral. Let's do 5 more, just mobility bridges. Gently roll back. If you feel like, some people love this, some people don't like it on the back. If you feel like you want to raise your arms as well as you come back, you can do, making sure the ribs don't come with you there. But you do get a nice lengthening. Take a breath in. And slowly lower. I love bridge, it makes me all dreamy. And then again. On this last one, guys, keep your arms down if you were bringing arms up. Just come up into bridge. And again, just kind of try and tuck your tailbone a little bit. And we're just going to slightly elevate the right hip. So as you elevate the right hip, you're thinking about taking the right knee forward as well. And then the other side. So real hip flexor stretch gets into that big kind of psoas muscle that links the upper lower body. Carries a lot of kind of really spiritual muscle. A lot of that helps with digestion. So you don't want to get too tight. One more each side. And then take your arms down, take a breath in. And slowly, slowly lower. And always make sure after bridge that you either do a supine spine or you just bring your knees into chest. A little roll around the other way. And then just take the right leg and just bring the back of the hamstrings, sorry, hands to the back of the hamstrings, bring the right knee into chest and lengthen that left leg. So just take the heel slowly onto the ground, but really point the foot. So you're just opening up the hip a little bit. Take some deep in breaths. And out. In. And out. Last one. Well done. Switch sides. Lengthen that leg now. Heel down, foot pointed forward. Bring the other knee into chest. You obviously took no notice of me, Amanda. Lovely, well done, beautiful. Let's take our legs nice and long. So just keep our legs straight and just really just give yourself a good 10 seconds or so to just try and get that posture where your chin is slightly towards your chest, so the neck is nice and long, your shoulder blades are down on the mat. Try and push your rib cage in and down, so most of the rib cage, if not all of it, is touching the mat, and then there's a little gap underneath the lumbar spine, so you just naturally should be in neutral spine. And then we're going to take our hands behind our head and we're going to take our chin towards our chest. We're going to draw our navel away from that imaginary hot t-shirt, keeping our elbows in our peripheral view, so don't bring them in as you lift up. And we're going to lift into chest lift, but work really hard not to squash that lumbar spine, and then lower. So we're just keeping into that neutral lifting, so lift as high as you can, and then maybe only come down kind of to the point where your head is still lifted off the mat, but your hands are supporting that head. And out, breath up, and breath lower. So try and keep your ribs closed at all times. And 2 more like this. Beautiful, then back down, and then exactly the same, but with a bent knee. Some people prefer bent knee, some people prefer a straight leg. Again, just do some pelvic imprint releases, find your neutral, make sure the back feels comfortable, chin towards the chest, elbows wide, and then lift up, and lower, lift, and lower. So wherever you want to lift, try and lift just a little bit higher, without moving through the lower back. Beautiful, let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, well done. Bring the head back down, take your arms to capital T or just below. Glue your legs together. Let's take a nice supine spine as we take the knees to the right, the head to the left. Let's do that lovely belly breath. So inhaling, letting the belly rise up to the ceiling. Oh, breath release. And again, like you're blowing up a balloon. Two more. Last one. Gorgeous. Back to center position. Take the knees in the other direction. Again, inhaling, letting the belly rise. Out, breath release. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Gorgeous. Back to center position, and then we're going to come over onto our fronts. So we're going to do some prone work today, guys. So we're going to try and work a little bit into hip extension. So it's a funny old move, this really. You have to really kind of work hard to feel it through your bum, but if you're doing it right, you will. So we tend to do a lot of flexion, a lot of sitting down, so a lot of driving. So this is a really nice one to get the bum engaged. So you want to always be prone, probably more important than any other position if I'm honest. Really think about your belly button now, and just gently, you're not lifting anything, you're just drawing the belly in towards your spine. So imagine an A4 piece of paper can get underneath that tummy. Really important you keep the core engaged in this position. Really lengthen the right foot, yeah, and try and keep the hip bone on the ground, but I want you to lift your leg onto kind of the mid upper thigh as you lift it, and just squeeze the bum and then lower it. Does that make sense? So you're lifting, but you're not lifting your hip bone away, so you're trying to keep in neutral pelvis. The back shouldn't move, yeah, so you've got that core engaged, and you should start feeling the muscle working, your glute max muscle. Hip extension work, really, really important, guys, glute strength. You can obviously, we often do this in 4-point kneeling, but for people who struggle on wrist, people who's, you know, at risk of lymphedema, things like that, this is another way of doing it. But keep the core engaged, keep the navel connected to spine. That should feel alright for you, Paul, this plan.
Yeah, it's good.
Good, let's do 4 more. 4. I had a load of runners on Wednesday night and they all found hip extension work super, super tough because they do a lot of flexion. And then hold it and then just bend the knee and then flex the foot. So your knees away, yeah? And all you're doing, literally work really hard and keeping this move very small. You're just pushing the heel up a little bit and then lowering it back down. So pushing a little bit, lowering it back down. You should really feel that glute contracting.
Right.
Yeah. Push up, lower. And again, work really hard on keeping the hips on the ground. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3. And if you feel your bum, I know it feels a bit weird, but it should feel super, super strong. 2 and 1. Well done. Bend both knees. Have a lovely windscreen wipe. So just side to side with a bent knee. This is when people use to go, oh, this feels lovely. And then just side to side. So there are a lot of Pilates moves where you kind of lift opposite arm and leg. The problem is if your pelvis isn't still, it can kind of exacerbate stuff in the back. So we're just going to really work on precision. So again, let's try on the other side. So push the pubic bone down again. Draw that navel in towards the spine and lengthen your left leg as long as you can. Keep the hip on the ground, keep the core engaged and just lift and squeeze. Lift. So think more about the length of the leg as opposed to height. If you lift too high, you will start lifting that hip bone. And just keep going. Squeezing. Five more. 5, 4, keep core in. 3, 2, 1. Bend at the knee, flex the foot just a little, push up of the heel just a little bit. 2, keep the hip down. So one of these runners, she did bridge one leg, she did all sorts, she just can't fire her glutes up, so she's getting loads and loads of hip quad pain. This was the only one that she felt it in. 5 more. 4, 3, that's really hurting. 2, and 1. Well done. Bend at the knee again, and some lovely, you can do some little circles with the bent knee, just to release any tension in that lower back. And the other way. Beautiful. And then just take your hands. So again, it's very difficult with people with lower back. Some people have to avoid extension cobra stuff. People with slip disc, it's generally bulging disc good for them. Other people have to avoid flexion. So Paul, this is, you like this one, don't you? So, but again, always go easy. So push your pubic bone down into the mat. Always go to level 1 first. You just can push up and just keep the elbows ever so slightly fast then. For some people that's enough. If you want to go into full cobra, then you can come all the way up. Take a beautiful in-breath. And with control, gently back down. Beautiful. This time we're going to just again push the pubic bone down, throw the tummy in. We're just going to come halfway, that might be enough. Or again, you can come all the way up. Take a breath in. And then just gently bring your big toes together and reach yourself back into your child's pose position. Take some nice inhale breath. it's that lateral child's pose where you take both arms round to the right. Really try and reach that top hand over the bottom hand. And again, if you're very tight, you often feel this almost into the armpit area. Take a breath in. Two more. Last one. Just have a feel, how does that side feel? And then as you come to the other one, just notice if you're carrying more tightness on one side. My left side's definitely tighter than my right. Take a breath in. And out. In. And out. Two more. Last one. Beautiful. Back up onto 4-point kneeling. I don't know where today's time's gone. Just take it into cow. Take a breath in. Remember, if you prefer cow, you can stay in this one that bit longer. And then you might just want, if you've got to avoid full flexion, you might just want to come back to neutral. But if you love cat, come into cat. And the other way. Let's do 6 more. Last one. So we're going to go into a little bit of strength work, guys, if we can. We're not going to be rolling up and down, pulling and out flexion. So we're going to take our hands a little bit further forward than our elbows. We're going to draw our tummy in. We're going to see if we can take our right foot backwards. You know what's coming. Push the mat away, lift the breastbone. See if you can bring the other leg back. Hold. Just have a little rock backwards onto the heels and just rock forward ever so slightly. Rock back onto the heels, not onto the heels, but you know what I mean, pushing. And then forward, and again. If on Zoom, guys, it's too much this, feel free to go into a child's pose. We've just got 3 more little rocks. 2, 1, beautiful. Walk the hands back ever so slightly to take the hips up nice and high. Chin towards the chest. Let's take that right heel down. Hold that deep stretch in that calf area. Notice how tight they can be. And the other side. Feel like you want to walk your hands back a little bit further, guys, to get the hips a little bit higher and just a little bit more chance of getting that heel down. Bend one knee, take the other heel to the ground, hold again. One of the runners has broke her wrist and she can't do downward dog anymore, and her Achilles are just getting so inflamed, she said. So if you have got tight calves, then downward dog is lovely. I know it requires some shoulder strength, guys. Let's do 3 more on each side. Beautiful. Gently back into that plank position. You can always take your knees down and just draw your tummy in, guys, but push that mat away. Lift the breastbone, heels towards the floor. Let's just hold for another 10, 9, and beautiful. Knees onto the floor. then just sit back again into more of a closed position. Again, just giving your hands a little bit of an in and out, guys, just pumping them. Taking some beautiful in breaths. Last one. And then gently, gently come back onto our backs, and we're just going to do some really, oh, I wanted to do something, it's just come out of my head. I wanted to do some of this work, but that's fine, there's something else. Oh yeah, that right. Okay, lengthen the legs. Honestly, when you get to bloody menopause age, you forget everything. Take your arms up towards the ceiling. Yeah. And then just do like a little rope climb. So imagine there's a beautiful apple tree above you, and with your right hand you're going to reach up and grab it, and then you're going to retract it back down. And then the other side. And again, really lovely rope. You can do rope climb standing. It's just nice to keep the muscles around the traps and the pecs working. 2 more. Oh, I hear the birds. And then just keep your shoulders on the mat, palms facing each other, but quite, a little bit of width, so you're keeping length through the chest muscles. And then just go into your scissor. And again, because we're on the mat, most people will get their thumb to the floor on this one. Sometimes with a roller it's a little bit tougher. Again, keeping everything going. And then we're going to do our lovely windmill one. So once we're in that scissor position, the hand at the leg starts rounding up towards the head, and the one at the head starts rounding towards the leg, and then you bring them up to knee. So people have different visualisations for this. Some people think of helicopter, windmill, others think of like snow angels. Yeah, you just need a lot of room in this one, unfortunately. I like to alternate each way, but some people like to go in one direction. If you're doing one direction, switch and go in the other. And 4 more. So for people like Amanda and I, who use our sort of hands a lot and shoulders, it's really important to keep everything moving. And relax back down. Well done. And let's just, because we've worked our glutes a little bit, let's just do a nice little glute stretch. So take the one foot on the other knee, and then lift that other knee away, and then just have a little rock, side to side. And if you can lift, you might have to lift up like this, but then try and take your head down if you can. Sometimes that's it. Just hold, and then just multitask, just circle the underneath ankle area. Okay. And circle the other way. Beautiful. And then just flex and point the foot. Really nice for that lymphatic. Keep that ankle nice and slim. 2, 1. Well done. Take that foot down. Switch sides. Again, lift up, and again, a little kind of just gentle. My one-to-one client had Lessa this morning. She comes with her husband, and she suffers on and off with sciatica. And she had been great since I've been doing Pilates, and it's kicked in again. And then one week, I'm like, have you done anything different this week? Oh, not that. And then she went, oh, yeah, after you told me you were skipping, I did 300 skips on Monday. Oh, it might be that. And then just grab the back of that hamstrings just to increase the stretch. And then, underneath ankle, just circle. Keep it and then flex and point. Just check when people know, like Max, Mike, anyone that you know. Obviously not Emma, because Emma does Pilates, but you'd be really surprised how tight people's ankle area are.
Yeah.
You just can't move them, and then just come back down. And then we are just going to take both our feet wide off the mat. I love it when you do that thing with our ankles when you first have reflexology.
And your foot rock.
Oh, love it. I keep meaning to ask you to show me how to do it because it feels amazing. And then take that one knee in towards, every time when you do it, I'm like, right, I'll remember this and I'll forget as soon as I get there. And then gently up, and then the other side. Marta came the other week.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Oh, I've got booked in next week.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
lovely, isn't she?
Oh, she is, I love her. And then again. She was saying it's a 40th this year. Oh my god. And one more. Oh, feels good. I always love that stretch. And then, however you want to get up, Paul, you choose, babe. Just take it nice and easy. If anyone wants to do 2 roll-ups with me, you are welcome to. Obviously, we take our arms backwards. We take our chin to chest, we take our arms to ceiling, ribs towards the hips, navel to spine.
I can't do
Don't worry, don't worry.
No, abdominals.
Often it's not that, you know, it's good with the leg stuff. It's sometimes just if there's a bit of stickiness in the spine or, do you know what I mean? Leg to length torso is a massive, massive thing. And then just onto your front and then just however. Yeah, I did my training with a girl and she was so fit, but she just, I can't remember if it was she had long torso, short legs or the way around and she just couldn't do it. And then gently up. Oh, and thank you, lovely. So Deb's has gone to obviously enjoy the sunshine.